John White here with Luke 10 and my good friend Jim Mellon. Jim, we've been friends for at least 15 years, I think.
At least, right?
You're getting really old, I think.
I am 71 years old.
There you go. I'm only 69. You're my elder.
I know. I'm your elder.
There you go. So in this video, we want to talk about Lesson 5 in Church 101. This is sort of the spring of this last year, 2017. We've reworked Church 101, sort of 2.0 version. We've learned a lot over the years. We've incorporated all the things we've learned in this 2.0 version. And one of the most important things we've done is created what we call Lesson 5. This is the last lesson. And it's to give people a way to evaluate whether the Lord is calling them to take the next step, which is into Leader 101. Leader teams are part of that. Now, we have 14 leader teams as of currently. Jim is leading. Jim and Kathy lead one of those. And Jim has been taking his current leader team through, sort of back through Lesson 5 to help them get a clearer picture of what a leader team's all about. And Jim, I wanted you to share sort of what are you doing and sort of what are some of the things that you're seeing with your leader team?
Okay. Well, we feel this Lesson 5 is so important because it's a bridge from Church 101 into Leader 101. And when our leader team's been together for almost 2 years, and what came out of this is we feel like, okay, this is what a leader team's about, 2 years later. So it's been really exciting for us to go through this. We've actually gone through it 3 different leader meetings, and we're going to go through it one more time. And we've gone through it, the whole thing, because initially there was 4 lessons, and it wasn't, Lesson 5 really lays out what a leader team is all about, the benefits, the commitment involved, and of course the rhythms. And so it really helped our team to really understand what they're committing to, even though they've been part of it for quite a while. I was sharing too that Kathy and I, my wife and I, lead this leader team. We have 11 people that are part of the leader team, and because there wasn't a time where we entered it the first time to count a cost, we really feel this lays out an opportunity for people to count the cost. Is this for me? Do I need to stay a part of our leader team? And so we were kind of wondering whether everybody would still be a part. And to our surprise, our pleasant surprise, everybody not only feels like they want to stay a part of it, they feel they understand it more, and they feel like they can make a deeper commitment, both in time and in their giving.
Good stuff. So the larger vision of Luke 10 is to see these vibrant families of Jesus multiplying everywhere around the United States and literally around the world. But to do that, leadership is really key. That's the key issue. And what we've learned over the years is that there are two needs with leadership within the house church movement. First of all, there's a need for equipping. The skill set that we learn in traditional church often doesn't carry over into sort of the small group house church world. And secondly, the need for relationships and support. We don't have a big church to be a part of. Where are the friends, the people that I can walk with in that process? And I know you kind of went through 3 parts with your leader team. Talk about those briefly.
Right. We broke it up into 3 parts. The first part was the benefits, and you'll see that on the first video in Lesson 5. And it talks about, the leadership training, support and encouragement, and then praying and multiplying. A couple things that came out of that is one of our meetings, one of the ladies in our leader team really had just a rough week with kids and things going on in her life. And that meeting just turned into tremendous support and encouragement for her and for one another. And so we actually lived out one of the benefits that week, and everybody noticed it when we did our closing round. People noticed that, boy, this has been encouraging. And I've often said, I never could imagine a Google Hangout where we're meeting online to be intimate.
Yeah.
And it's almost as intimate as being face to face. We pray together, we cry together, we learn together. And so another benefit that stood out to us was praying and multiplying. And everybody on our leader team feels like they can lead a leader team. There's the tools here to do that. And there may have been a few prior to going through this, but now I believe everybody sees themselves leading a leader team.
That's great. Multiplying leadership. What a key concept.
Yeah, what a concept. And this really helped them see it. We've talked about it, but it really helped them see it. And it just gave them a better understanding of the tools. The second area was cost. So we talked about cost. We talked about the time commitment. You know, a lot of people, John and I have both been part of house churches for a long, long time. And a lot of people come out of the legacy church and feel like it's time for a vacation. And in a lot of cases, it is time for a vacation, especially if you've been in leadership. But just the time commitment and the financial commitment. You know, we don't have buildings to pay for, but we want to send apostolic people out to change the world. We don't have, you know, from a time standpoint, we don't have deacon meetings, we don't have usher meetings, we don't have things like that, but there is the time commitment. And so going through this really helped us all recognize that we need to be committed. You know, we need to count the cost and be committed. And if the Lord, if this isn't for you, then you don't need to be a part of it. Like I said, fortunately, all our people are all on board in our leader team. And then the third part was the rhythms, which we know mostly. But one of the things that wasn't covered in Church 101 the first time through was something as simple as a 10-2-B prayer. So as we're praying together, matter of fact, this week, we committed to pray for one another, the 10-2-B prayer for one another, that God would continue to send people to us. So just breaking it up into three parts, you know, the benefits, the commitment, and the rhythms really has helped us all understand.
Is that a new form of birth control, Jim? The rhythms? What is that?
Yeah. Well, that's something that I never learned because we got 6 kids and 19 grandkids. So
too late for you.
Yeah. I failed at the rhythm method.
That when the leader team meets, we provide a kind of a track to run on so that there's some structure. It's flexible, and so we simply call those rhythms of attention that we use on those meetings.
Right.
Cool. Jim, thank you. I love what you and Kathy are doing. I love that we get to be on the journey together. And our vision is to see these leader teams. We want to see literally hundreds of them multiplying around the world. And we're early in the process, but I think what you and Kathy are doing, you're kind of a prototype for what's happening. So love you guys, and thank you for your involvement in Luke 10.
Well, thanks, John. Glad we got a chance to do this.
Amen.